Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read through for Chainsaw Man chapters 124 onward. Don't know how many I'm gonna do, depends on how long they are. If they're super short, I'll probably end up doing a bunch of them. If they're longer, less than a bunch, but at least three. At least three minimum. So let's see what we get this time around. It's like 7:45 p.m. while I'm starting to record, so I'll maybe record for like 30, 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour. Who knows? Depends on how absorbed I get. But like I've said before, reading too many at once I feel like it makes my discussion skills worse. It feels like I'm analyzing and remembering less, and I have to go back through and reread stuff because I'm like, wait, we just rushed through so much at once that I'm not remembering that great. Either way, though, we're on to volume 15. We started the first chapter of it last time around, so we have a new cover up here for you while I'm reading, since I can't show the actual manga itself because, as it says right there, Jump Comics. But I was gonna say kind of the waifu falling devil. I was definitely after recording last week having some internal struggles where I'm like, or would. So either way, let's read 124. I guess we ended off with Falling Devil showing up. It's a really big deal. There's a lot of stuff going on where we're kind of like ramping up towards some apocalyptic level stuff, and I guess that makes sense with the Four Horsemen in play. And I think Yoru was unable to take over Asa's body with whatever's going on. Oh, and of course all the people with depression were getting eliminacioed. So let's see what we get this time around with 124 Soup. You're starting to lose your grip. Listen to me, damn it, says Yoru. And then Asa's just screaming still. Asa, repeat after me. She lets go and starts falling towards the sky. Nail knife. And her fingernail becomes a blade. She's screaming in pain, but she falls back to the ground. I still fall downward. Thought so. Asa, you focus on the pain in your finger. Okay, so she manages to take over the body, which causes her to fall back down. Okay. It'll keep your fear at bay. A traumatic flashback, followed by reversed gravity. Some of the humans are unaffected. The devil's name is Trauma, Gravity, Moon, Suicide. No, this devil makes your hair stand on end. The fear is more primal than that. Okay, so she's trying to work out what it is. Like, what could give you a flashback and then reversed gravity? Is it trauma? Is it the moon? Is it gravity? Is it suicide? But then she's like, no, those are all things that you have to think of more. This is just primal instinctual fear, like I talked about a lot last video, where like falling is just something you don't even have to think about falling. Your body would just naturally react to it with a natural fear reaction without you even being conscious that it's happening. Just your inner ear would be like, whoa, equilibrium's off, and your body would naturally fear it. Why did she appear here? Is it coincidence or famine's interference again? And we see the flashback to the cat drowned. And then she cuts her hand with the knife to give Asa more pain to distract her. It hurts. It hurts, no? Only think about the pain, understand? What? She runs off. And then, wait, hold on. Yes, she runs off and it looks like Asa flies up onto a balcony. I guess that would keep her from falling either direction, potentially. You're afraid of me. You drove me out of your body again. I'm desperately trying to keep your body alive here. Why fear me now? Trust me, you idiot. Okay, so that's why she got thrown up there. Because the body was being taken back over, so Yoru jumped to a safe spot before getting flipped back. Because Asa would be unsafe getting gravity reversaled. Trust you? How can I, stupid? Stupid? I don't know the first thing about you. You're always saying scary things, and you take over my body whenever you want, and you cut my hand. Because you're afraid. You cut my hand. The devil's power is making you negative. think this through rationally. With my agility, we might escape. Your fear jeopardizes your survival. And I love that we keep seeing things from Asa's perspective. So when we're in Asa's perspective here, even though she's the one that's upside down, we're seeing the world and Yoru upside down compared to her. Also, it might not just be a writing thing. It might also be because the mangaka thinks that it's just justification to draw things upside down because it looks cooler. You can look inside my mind and see, right? What I'm really afraid of. I have trust issues, but I'm lonely. So once in a while I'll approach someone, but something always goes wrong and I get hurt. And then I wind up all alone again. Solitude and companionship. I'm afraid of both. And we see all of what looks like devil hunters crumpled. For the soup course, I present Derut Atalanta, a potage made from the ears, tongue, and nose of a devil hunter who tried to hunt me. And we have this person just wrapped up with the food in front of him, eyes forced open and mouth forced shut. And we see these doors opening out of nowhere. And the doors opening out of nowhere make me think of hell. So can powerful enough devils like the primordial ones, like darkness or falling, can they just sort of open and close doors to hell whenever they want? Maybe? He's pushed through the door and into what I assume to be hell. And it seems like falling is actually, she isn't talking to the humans, she's saying all this talking to the devil that she's feeding. And then, it's almost time to serve the main dish. Its name is Asa Root Yoru, a human and a war devil fusion. And we end with falling into the sky pochta. So, again, I like the term for human and war devil fusion, because I liked the way that I think what Asa and Yoru are isn't quite a fiend and isn't quite a hybrid. Because from what we saw of what I'm just calling hybrids for lack of a better term, the ones that are weapons, the weapons who don't lose their names or whatever, their hearts have been replaced by devils, but they still keep their human mind. So they have their human mind and their heart is replaced by a devil heart, or like a devil as their heart. Whereas fiends have their brain replaced, so they still have their human body, their human heart. I guess you could compare it to like what we saw with Aki, where we saw those flashbacks and stuff. He still had his human heart, but his brain was taken over by a devil brain. And it's, I guess, also with God, what was it? With Power having the complete brain replacement, essentially. We didn't really see any of Power's body's last life. The brain was just Blood Devil Brain. And Violence even brought up how, like, I still have some of my human brain. It's not, like, fully devil brain, which is why I'm more reasonable than a lot of fiends end up being. But it was specifically said when Asa and Yoru first fused, they were like, Yoru was like, I took half of your brain. So their brain is like, not like a fiend where it's a human body with a devil brain. It's literally a human body with a complete, like, I guess, perfect half and half human and devil brain. So half human brain, half devil brain. And I think that's what makes Asa and Yoru special, is that it's not like she's not a fiend, she's not a human body who's had her brain taken over. She's actually half and half. And like I said, in the future, we could even have an endgame sort of scenario where we build to a state where they don't even switch back and forth anymore because the two halves have just become one personality by the end. We could even end up with something like that happening. But yeah, either way, let's go on to 125. This one is called Chapter 125, Apple Thief, and we see people start losing their eyes and ears. Sorry for the pretty wild cut there. I mean, for you it's probably normal, but for me I had to go do something for a few hours, so this is me coming back a few hours later to continue the video. And yeah, it's a bit later now. Luckily though, I was still basically on the first page of 125, so I'm just gonna start 125 back from the beginning here. We have the people losing their eyes and ears here, as Falling Devil walks through with what looks to be a shopping bag collecting them. 10 eyes, 4 ears. That leaves, we see Supermarket Haji. Then, excuse me, do you have an apple variety that pairs well with human flesh? And the person is stuck to the ceiling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh dear, please relax. Unless you attack me first, I mean you no harm. Now about those apples. And then Falling Devil leaves. Goodness me, I forgot. The recipe for the sauce called for a man's head. Then, excuse me, could somebody spare me one? And again, I still can't tell with the design and everything if there's supposed to be some sort of like genius reasoning behind like every bit of the character design, or if it's just the mangaka thought it would look cool. Same goes, like I mentioned before, with like Darkness Devil. It's like, is there any real meaning behind the design, or is it just meant to look cool? Because the what got me thinking about that here is just again seeing the asymmetrical nature of it here. How like one of the arms that Falling Devil uses is like way longer than the other, and the little like praying mantis-y wing-like appendages also has one that's like longer than the other, and they're both folded to the same side. Excuse me, could anybody spare me one? Open fire. And then we see their body riddled with bullets. Ceasefire. And it is interesting to see like actual coordinated cool movements out of the Devil Hunters, even though we know it's probably going to do absolute nothing, because the nameless nobody Devil Hunters have continuously done basically nothing. And then we have just a pile of gore left. Well, this is awkward. It's impossible to kill me with any means of attack humanity presently possesses. I'd prefer to avoid meaningless slaughter, and we know that Falling Devil is going to be a basically mass death event that's a precursor to an even much larger mass death event. And then, won't somebody spare me a head? And then she gets blown apart again. Also, I really think I love Falling Devil's personality here. She is like actually, maybe just me simping more and more for Falling Devil. Just the comedy with this chapter and everything. It's of course very dark comedy, but like the way she interacts and talks with people has been very funny. And then we have a sigh as more things start to fall up into the air, and a head's taken off of one of the Devil Hunters. Thank you. All that remains is to make Mitaka Asa fall, and the dish will be complete. And then Bedroom. So did Denji pull the thing again? Because that looks like his head that fell. Did he pull the thing again where his head is a distraction now and he's pulling the ripcord to transform? And then the chainsaw goes through her chest and he bursts through. But it's questionable again. So if humans can't kill her, is it another Eternity Devil situation where chainsaws can't really kill her either? They can only keep tearing until she gives up. You stole those apples, apple thief! That's such a good line. Oh, that's so good. And then he gets cut into pieces. but still keeps attacking by holding himself together with a few threads of the chainsaw. So we're seeing now that he's even further improving upon the things that he could do before. And then, my word, this is the first time I've been on the menu. Again, I love Falling Devil's personality. Whatever, I don't know, since there is no, like, part 3 or whatever yet, I don't know when I will ever do another character ranking, but I'm excited for some of these part 2 characters to go on my ranking, because I've really liked a lot of these part 2 characters. And then we have chapter 126, Food Fight. Her head gets, like, bifurcated, but then just heals immediately. And we see more of, well, not really more of, but it seems like she warps her leg around to kick him away. It's an interesting attack. You must be Chainsaw Man. I won't kill any more humans. There's no need for us to fight. My final task is to drop Mitaka Asa into hell. Then I'll take my leave. Again, who were some of these devils even working for, really? So it's like, your task is just to take this human devil half and half, this fusion, as they called her, take her to hell, and then that's the only reason Falling Devil came. It's like, what is the real end goal? Who is Falling Devil feeding? And why? Did you say, drop Mitaka Asa into hell? That's right. I was given a job. To feed the residents of hell, Mitaka Asa is the final course. Nothing you say makes sense. This is great, though. Now I have an excuse to kill you. Keep your hands off my potential ex-girlfriend, he charges in. Oh dear. Yeah. And she pokes his head up away from her. You're impeding my cooking. I must ask you to leave. Fall. And I love the paneling in this page. Like, first, just him charging in, but her sort of redirecting that charge. And then, like, the split panel between Chainsaw Man and Denji. Oh, and much like with Asa, he's now having flashbacks to the deaths of both. Like, it's Aki right before he died and Power right before she died. He starts screaming before flying up into the air. That's that. Now, to follow Mitaka Asa's scent. Eat this, and he crashes back down. What? When I fight devils that use mental attacks, I cut up my brain as a rule. Duh. A dumb method, but a dumb method that works. Corn dogs. I want to eat corn dogs from France. You stupid boy. Yummy. Stop that. I am not a corn dog. And he bites onto her leg. Perhaps you're right, though. A chef ought to experience being eaten, at least once. Though it's questionable, because she speaks from this head, but she also just picked this head up out of a body. But also, her body formed just out of a pile of fallen corpses. So it's like, what is her? You know what I mean? To a certain extent. So, like, what would you have to eat for it to count as, eating her? And if you did eat her, you would get rid of the concept of falling. Much like weapon... Well, I guess if you can get rid of things as, like, fundamental as stuff that, like, the other options for humans to end their life other than death, if you can get rid of things as existential as that, it does make you question, okay, then, can you get rid of something like falling? Like, what happens if falling ceases to exist? Like, some of these devils in general, if he were to eat Eternity Devil, like, what happens if Eternity ceases to exist? If he eats Future Devil, that's crazy. What is, like, how does existence exist if you get rid of Future Devil? You know what I mean? So there's a few of these, like falling. Like, are some things just immune to it. We know the weapons are immune, but that's almost kind of weird. And then it makes me think, okay, are the weapons immune because weapons are creations of humans? But then again, other things, they weren't necessarily, well, I guess war is a creation of humans, and World War II specifically, or Nazi specifically, I think, were eaten. So if, like, if you can get rid of like the knowledge or memories or the evidence of existence of a group of people or a event in history, then again, what is or isn't a possibility here? Then, thank you for the 5-star experience. And she bursts out of his stomach, it looks like. And then, if you'll excuse me, it's time I return to my cooking. He cuts through again. I love it. This is kind of just a little repetitive, but I don't think it's bad. Like, I think it's funny how this has been happening for, like, basically 2 entire chapters of him just attack, her nonchalantly regenerate and attack, him do the same. We're like constantly just going back and forth of her just nonchalantly getting torn apart and then regenerating again and again. He cuts through her face this time. She flicks him away. Again, just continuing this still. I detest ugliness. And he's left, split in 2 on the ground, as she falls up into the air. Get back here. Oh? And somebody's about to give him blood, it seems? I still need you to fight, Chainsaw Man. Is this going to be Yoru that gave him blood? But no, with the sleeves, probably not. Okay, here's my theory. Like, it could be Yoshida, and I think Yoshida might be the obvious explanation, like it might be the obvious one, and we might immediately get that revealed in a couple panels. But my personal theory, I think it's going to be the the Chainsaw Man fanboy. The Chainsaw Man fanboy that was pretending to be him. Then again, we also don't know who the fake Chainsaw Man was, right? Now that I think about it, we still don't know the fake Chainsaw Man, if it wasn't actually him. I still need you to fight, Chainsaw Man. And then, as she floats away, she sees Asa. So it wasn't Yoru then. Confirmed. Of course, their sleeves are different. It looked like the uniforms that the guys usually wear. It found us. I found you. And we end there. And the previous 2 chapters haven't had a Pochita, which is, again, interesting to note. Again, I still haven't been able to quite pinpoint. Like, it was so easy in part 1 to understand the chapters that Pochita was at the ending and the ones where he wasn't. But here in part 2, like, some chapters he's there, some chapters he's not. And I'm still not 100% sure what the logic is behind it. Is he only... No, I think he's been in ones where Denji's been there. I was going to say, has he only been in ones where Denji hasn't been there? And when Denji's here, he's not here? But I think he's been in ones where Denji's been in the chapter. So I really don't know yet. I've been trying to figure it out this whole time, and I still haven't figured it out. Especially since it was, like, clearly deliberate in part 1. I would think it's not random in part 2, since part 1 was so clearly deliberate. So I don't know. But either way, that's the end of the chapter. We're blowing through some of these. And unless it's super short, I think I might leave this video with this one. I think this might be the last one. Chapter 127, Save the Asa. And we have stuff start falling to the direction that Falling Devil points. She screams and tries to grab on. Asa! And then, I can tell by the way your muscles move, by the smell of your sweat. Your attachment to life is weak to begin with. No. Then, what truly scares you right now is the shock of the impact, the physical sensation of falling, the darkness of the sky. That's all. Close your eyes, and I can promise you a peaceful fall. Yeah, this is crazy. So, getting more into the fear of falling stuff, the primordial fear stuff that I've talked about, like, Asa's not particularly scared of dying because she she kind of doesn't want to live in a lot of ways. She isn't super scared of dying, but her body is scared of like the physical sensation of falling, the shock of the impact. She's scared of the physical ramifications, not the actual death itself. And we see Yoru yelling as Asa's still trying to decide, it seems like. She thinks about the caretaker when she was alone. She thinks about Yuko, and she thinks about her cat. And she lets go. And then Yoru looks pissed. It's true. I feel so at peace. I won't have to cause trouble for anyone else, or get my feelings hurt anymore. I won't have to lie in bed thinking about all the things I did wrong as I fall to sleep. And then she opens her eye. Oh, but I do have one regret. Even one person. If it was with only one person, with all my heart, I wish I'd... And we see one bird catching up to the others, or catching up to the other. But again, we've seen birds used symbolically so much in part 2. They have been all over part 2. And here we have more birds used to represent this idea. Then come on, as Denji catches her. So I wonder if, in the long run, Denji is going to be that person. Whoa. Chainsaw Man? That's heavy. Wait a... And then she's falling so hard into the sky that he has to hold on to keep himself from falling with her. What? Stop. Let go. No. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm okay with falling. I accept it. Are you nuts? Life is nothing but pain. I get made into a fool, getting your expectations up only to be... Or getting made into a fool, getting your expectations up only to be let down, isn't it? And then, well, yeah, but like... Whoa. And he loses his grip and starts falling with her. It's like the worse you feel, the heavier you get, but upward. Think happy thoughts. Dogs, cats, dogs, cats, cats. Or dogs, dogs, cats. I love that this is his idea. Just think of the animals. And she starts screaming. And then we stopped. I love this panel of them just hanging in the air like this too. So much really, really creative work has been done with just the falling devil and the different angles and everything. And the gravity just going in different ways, and this could be something that's like hard to portray, but the mangaka's done an amazing job with it. Like, this has just been some really, really creative stuff, which is where Chainsaw Man as a series thrives. Just these creative shots, creative visuals, like this is the series like really in its wheelhouse. We stopped. Cats, ice cream, he says. And then she's struggling with multitudinous anxieties. Don't make me remember cats. I know how you feel. Believe me, I've been there. What would you know? No one has it worse than me. And then, just when life seems super awesome, as soon as you let your guard down, some crappy thing happens out of nowhere and screws it all up, right? You know, life isn't all bad. But day in and day out, all you can remember is the bad stuff. And the disasters keep piling up, like a hamburger made of crap, right? And then she looks at him. How'd you get over that, Chainsaw Man? I haven't. I'm not over it. Only, I've got something to live for. Something I look forward to so much that I'm willing to eat that crap burger. What's that? Sex. I want to have sex, he says. The immediate disappointment. The immediate, oh wow, that's amazing. Into just giving up. Just, oh my god. I kind of want to do one more. What did I start this with? Did I start with 123? No, I started with 124, right? I can try to do one more. I think. Honestly, to be real, I should really probably stop. It is, again, 12:30 after midnight. I still need to edit, render, upload this and One Piece. But I cannot stop myself. I really, really, really can't stop myself. And then, okay, let's read 128. Gross, you're a creep. I changed my mind. Forget it. Go to hell. Huh? It's not gross. Sex is like super beautiful. Think about it. Humanity grew to this size because sex feels so damn good. We're both here now because of the power of sex too. People only have sex because they have nothing better to do. Like somebody else's saliva and sweat all mixing together with yours, it's just gross. Chapter 128, Main Dish. Are you for real right now? He said. Nothing's better than somebody's saliva and sweat mixing with yours. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. What makes you even think you would ever get any? And he freezes. He freezes up. Wait. Huh? Even if I can't get any right now, when I'm older, I'll eventually get a girlfriend and then... Huh? Are you for real? No woman in existence would want to have sex with a guy with a chain... would want to have sex with a guy with a chainsaw sticking out of his head. He freezes up again. And they start falling up again. No. Oh my god, and they're falling to one of the doors of hell. It looks like they even passed through. We see what was prepared before. They're on a giant plate. And then I wonder if instead of falling, he's going to end up killing the one that they're being fed to. We're getting to learn and see a lot more than I thought we would, actually. It felt like hell was such a special thing the first time we saw it. But now it's like we're just seeing it, not often, but a bit. He sees a door in the distance and starts running towards it. And then gets attacked by whatever these tendrils with stingers are from the devil that was being fed before. He loses his head, but it's... Oh, he catches it. I was like, I didn't know if that was her hand at first. But he catches it and places it back on. Pulls the ripcord again to heal himself. He keeps moving toward the door still, as it opens, and Falling walks through. Yeah, not gonna lie, Falling is bad. My main dish does not call for Chainsaw Man. Leave Mitaka Asa, and I'll send you back. Then... Can I at least bring her ass back with me? Pervert. She gets torn apart again? Oh dear, this keeps happening to me today. And then... The Falling Devil has no tolerance for diners who leave their food unfinished. They'll desperately try to devour Mitaka Asa, lest they be killed by the Falling Devil. Alright. Please, evade them until sunrise. Chainsaw Man. Okay. Again, an interesting shot used here. Okay, I actually think that's a better place to end on. And we do have poached on to plate. We got poached on a plate this time. This is interesting, though. Where Falling Devil is gonna stop just coming after him, getting torn apart, regenerating over and over again. She's setting it up almost as a game. It's like, okay, then the people that my food that was supposed to go to, that I was trying to feed, you need to evade them until sunrise. And if, I mean, again, I guess if he does evade them until sunrise, because they don't want to be killed by Falling, then I guess Falling will end up sparing Chainsaw Man and Asa and killing those devils instead. If they're not already dead by that time because of Denji. So yeah, that's actually a better place to end, because it puts us in this transitional period before we head into him presumably trying to survive against the diners will be the next stage of this story. Sorry. But either way, I'll end things here. This video, I don't know how long it ended up being. But either way, I hope you did enjoy it. I really enjoyed these few chapters. This has been like really good. Like really, really, really good. So yeah, first I recorded One Piece, and that was actually incredible. Now I recorded this. This was incredibly good. I recorded, what was it? I think yesterday was Marriage Toxin, and Marriage Toxin was just like, arguably, as much as I love Chainsaw Man, arguably Marriage Toxin is the best thing in Jump right now. It was so good. So it's like, Man, this, like, all of my manga stuff has been just so fun lately. But I'll end things here. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more. Chainsaw Man, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link to that. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, it'd be appreciated. But if you not only sorry, want to help support the channel and keep me making videos, but also get your name at the end of every video, get these aforementioned One Piece videos a little bit early, usually a few days early. If you want any of that in addition to helping to support me, then just hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, DD-Ban, Iron, and Irony. Cheriton students, David Link, Stephen Folded Goal, Slayer candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ardealo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.